It was a good call. I blatantly pushed him. It wasn't like I was trying to low bridge him or something, just make sure he didn't get it. And it was a good hard foul. I can understand why they gave me a flagrant.
I like that he said it was a good call. I blatantly pushed him. And then you notice he said, it's not like I tried to low bridge him or something. Trying to make it seem like, well, it's not like I punched him in the face. I mean, it's not like I tried to stab him with a knife. I could have done a lot of other things that would have hurt him more. But Jalen, as someone who's played a lot of basketball, you know that there's sort of like an unwritten rule kind of thing about players when they're in the air. Is that why you think they're going to elevate this to a flagrant 2?
Yes, it is. And the reason why there's a distinction between when a player is in the air is because now when you push me, you affected my livelihood. I can go into the backstop. I can fall awkwardly and injure an ankle, an Achilles, a knee, fall awkwardly on my arm, hurt my shoulder, my wrist. And it's just something that you don't do because regardless of wins and losses, there should be a level of etiquette and respect that the players have for one another. JR has been in these situations, in particular versus Boston in the past. An elbow to Jason Terry, also a dust-up with Jay Crowder. So you see why the crowd in particular, he had their ire, and the ire of the Boston Celtics, which is why Marcus Smart went to go confront him about it after the fact.
Well, Ty Lues said that the Celtics were, quote, gooning up the game. It seemed like J.R. Smith was more gooning up the game than anybody else. What do you think Ty Lues meant by that?
He meant when Marcus Morris goes and makes a layup and he basically creates a meme in Tristan Thompson's face and Tristan doesn't say or do anything about it. More importantly, nobody else on the team does either. And again, I'm not calling for players to fight because when basketball players fight, that shows a level of undiscipline. There's going to be times where the opponent upsets you, the ref upsets you, the fans are getting on you, the media's getting on you, but that's when you got to keep your composure and try to rise and be your best performer. And then there's a later time in the game I glaringly watched when Smart and J.R. Smith had their altercation. Tristan Thompson didn't oppose Marcus. He was holding him. And so that mentality is one that they have to get out of and create the Boston Celtics like they're the enemy. There have to be some disdain, some dislike. And I think that's going to take place in the next game, especially if the Cavs plan on competing.
When that incident happened, when Morris yelled at Thompson, and Thompson had something to say back but didn't really aggressively go after him, when that did happen, I have to say, I'm thinking, if I'm Tristan Thompson, I'm doing everything I can to get Marcus Morris kicked out of the game because he is much more important to what the Celtics are doing than what Tristan Thompson brings to the Cavs roster. Do you think that that sort of strategy is something that they could have employed at that point?
I think if you're Tristan Thompson, you're not trying to get him out of the game. You should be getting him out of your face. That's what should be happening in that type of situation. And based on his response and the Cavs' response, they just didn't have a level of fight. And you can always look at the hustle plays, box outs, deflections, blocks, steals, charges, diving for loose balls, setting screens, cutting hard. Like all of the intangibles were things that the Cavs weren't getting.
A couple of the offensive rebounds that the Celtics got were just purely because the Cavs didn't want it as much. I mean, Marcus Smart one time ran from the three-point line and got a putback. Al Horford once got a rebound where there was 4 Cavs around him, not even in position, just waiting for the ball. But there's also an old cliche thing that basketball people like yourself always say. And what is it? A series doesn't start until a road team wins a game. So here we are. The Boston Celtics have held serve. Everyone always says a series doesn't start until a road team wins the game, but this series does feel like it is not going as planned. Do you see the Cavs holding serve and winning 2 in a row?
You have great examples playing right now. The Golden State Warriors winning on the road, clearly that series has started, but when you flip it to the East, they got 2 games to none. And when you got to win 4 out of 5, that series has clearly started. The one thing I never liked about that cliche is that the home team never has to win on the road. They can win all 4 home games. So you can't say the series didn't start when the series is over.